Yo, is this mic live, y'all? Hey, are we rolling the show, y'all? Don't make me waste valuable airtime, y'all. Yeah. You got MC Zuma Dogg, y'all, coming to you live on TV, on YouTube, all over the place, y'all. But first thing, don't put it up. Hey, they're not ready yet. They're not ready yet, y'all. I can put the graphic coming soon back up, y'all, because I can tell y'all there's not enough people watching, y'all. So right now, before Zuma Dogg comes out, y'all, are y'all ready for Zuma Dogg? Are y'all ready for Zuma Dogg? I want everyone to pick up the phone right now, y'all. Pick up the cell phone. Tell them to turn on the public access channel that you're watching right now, y'all, because it's time for the Zuma Dogg show, y'all. And he ain't coming up, y'all, till enough people, y'all. And right now, I got a phone call right now. Hello, Zuma Dogg. All right, now start the show, y'all. Bring up the graphic, because first of all, I've already got a telephone conversation, y'all. Yeah. Hello. Yes, it's Zuma Dogg, and we're live on the air right now on Time Warner Cable Election Special, y'all. I got one phone call to slip through. How can I help you, y'all? Yes. No, that's okay, y'all. That's okay. I'll get back to you, y'all. We're too late for that, y'all. Someone's calling up. They want to be on the show now, y'all, but the doors are closed, y'all. You got Zuma Dogg. Hootie-hoo! And now it's time to start the show. We hope you had time to call a friend right now and tell them it's a Zuma Dogg show, because I got so many things to say, because we got an election special coming up. That's right. Keep the graphic up there the whole show, y'all, because we got an election special coming up November 4th. We got something very, very important, y'all, and I'm here to talk about local elections, because we got a lot of presidential talk at the national level on all the talk shows, the TV stations, and whatnot. So we're going to spend a little bit of focus, y'all, on the local elections for the city of Los Angeles, as brought to you by Zuma Dogg, y'all, the living icon. You know me from City TV 35, y'all, and I'd like to say I've been coming to you on this cable for 8 years, y'all. Hootie-hoo! It's the 8-year anniversary of Zuma Dogg, y'all. That's right, and I'd like to say something very sad is coming to your cable soon, y'all, because this could be the last Zuma Dogg show ever coming to you on public access, because Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, an assembly member, he's out of here, but at the time, Fabian Nunez, well, they pulled the plug on public access, y'all. That's right. As soon as Time Warner took over, they did something that is going to be pulling the plug on public access starting December 31st. It's going to be the last show, y'all. This could be the last time you see Zuma Dogg on public access TV. So the first thing I'd like you to do, y'all, is pick up the phone and call 311, y'all. Just pick up the phone, plain and simple, y'all, and you just dial 3. Let's do it right now. You pick up the phone and you call 311. That connects you to Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, y'all, because he can step in, y'all. He can step in, y'all. Mayor Antonio can step in and continue. So contact your council member. Call 311 and tell them you want to have public access kept on your TV, y'all. Zuma Dogg. And here's the problem, y'all. Pulling the plug when it's election time, because they don't want Zuma Dogg to be telling you how we're. And so that's what I'm going to tell you, y'all. And meanwhile, I like to say, make sure you, first of all, put up the thing about Zuma Times for a second, y'all. Put up the thing about Zuma Times, y'all, because I hate to.
Agents are currently assisting customers at this time. We appreciate your patience.
Yeah, who said I'm being patient? That's the mayor telling me to be patient. I ain't got patience. I'll tell you what, you got to look at the LA Weekly. Did you see this copy of LA Weekly? Maybe you saw it come out a couple weeks ago, y'all. You can go online to LA Weekly and check them out online, because there's an article right here now. There's an article right there. It's about Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. And this LA Weekly article, what they did is they took a look at his calendar. They took a look at how the mayor of Los Angeles, Antonio Villaraigosa, spends his time. And it says 11% of his time is spent on city business, y'all. 11%, y'all. That means I want him to refund 89% of his salary to the taxpayers of Los Angeles, because he's only spending 11% of his time on city business. Well, have you looked at the streets? Have you looked at the crime? Have you looked at the safety? Have you looked at your taxes? Have you looked at your fees? Have you looked at your service? Have you looked at the traffic and all the problems? He's spending 11% of his time on the city, y'all. So you're wondering, well, what's he doing with the rest of the time, y'all? And what he's doing the rest of the time is he's doing photo opportunities, and he's doing fundraising. And hold on, I got so many important calls. I know you say, Zuma Dogg. I know you say, who picks up the phone in the middle? Yes, Zuma Dogg. Oh, it's Nebraska. Are you here already? It's Nebraska and Centinela. We at Nebraska and Centinela. The Time Warner Studio. Hit 11 and pound sign when you get here, y'all. Okay, it's on Nebraska, but off of Centinela. Near Olympic. Yeah, we got people rolling in, y'all. We got my crews rolling in. So I just like to say that according to LA Weekly, Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa is only spending 11% of his time on city business, and he's spending 89% of his time on photo opportunities and fundraising and meeting with special interests, y'all. That's why it's going to be Zuma Dogg, y'all, on the ballot at 09. I'm going to put my name on the ballot and give the voters an opportunity to put Zuma Dogg in charge of City Hall. And the first thing I'll do is end the corruption, because Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa has turned Los Angeles City Hall into one big shady corruption factory, and the term money laundering comes to mind, and we've got an FBI investigation right now as I speak into Los Angeles City Hall. That's right, there's so much corruption spewing out of that City Hall that the FBI has stepped in, and they are taking charge, and they are going through emails, and Zuma Dogg is here to say that you're going to wake up one day and see City Hall with a big federal padlock, because what they're doing is they're taking all the money for services for the community that's supposed to be used for nonprofits. Here's what's the biggest problem in the city of Los Angeles right now, as Zuma Dogg sees it, and I've attended every city council meeting over the past 5 months, and the majority of them over the past 2.5 years, and I've seen everything go through the agenda, and here's what's happening. There's nonprofit money, federal, state, and local money that's handed to the city of Los Angeles, your city council and mayor of Los Angeles, and that's supposed to be given out to the nonprofits across the community to provide services to help the people that need it most. But then what happens? Well, they end up giving it to their friends and front-end loaded management contracts and all cahootsism and racketeering, and then the money doesn't make it to the community, and then you see the community fall into further disrepair, and just look around. And so then what do? They want to raise your taxes, they want to give you more bonds, and just check your trash collector fees. They've tripled in 2 years, and all your water rates are going up, and look at the economy, and look at inflation, and look at gas, and they keep on taxing. So first of all, the election special's here to say that when you go to vote November 4th, we got a presidential election, but make sure you look for all the bonds and taxes that'll be on the ballot, and vote no. Vote no, 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 no on everything, because as you see, they always say the money's going to be used for one thing, but then they end up using it for something else. You've seen it time and time again. You've heard about the infrastructure money. Here's the biggest problem, okay? There's something called Prop 1C, and it's supposed to be money that the voters approved last time around for emergency shelter for women, their children who are battered, and for elderly and veterans and disabled, okay? So for battered women and their kids, disabled, veterans, and elderly, and you said you wanted the money to go for that. But the big, powerful developers in the city, Related Company, for the Grand Avenue project downtown, well, they applied for the money, and through a loophole, they are getting that money for their own commercial park. That's right, they bamboozled the public through a loophole, and now your voter money that you said you wanted to go for emergency battered women, children, elderly citizens, and veterans and disabled is going for the commercial park at Grand Avenue from Related Corporation. It's already subsidized. We're already giving them all kinds of tax breaks. And guess who's an investor? The Arab Emirate royal family of Dubai. So now you got the city of Los Angeles giving tax breaks and subsidies to the royal family of Dubai, and profits go out from Los Angeles over there, and they're the ones that are raising these oil prices. What the hell is going on? How did this project get approved? How did it get approved? I'm telling you, Zuma Dogg is here to say the Grand Avenue project is illegal, and it will not make it through, and it's the biggest roll of the dice of your taxpayers' money, and it's a zero project going nowhere. But we're talking about the fact that Los Angeles City Hall has been taken over by your elected officials, and they're taking the money earmarked for the community and wasting it by giving it to themselves and their friends and their families. It's called cahootsism, it's called racketeering, and it's called front-end loaded management contracts, and the community doesn't get what they want. Let's say they're supposed to build some community center to provide some after-school services or something. Well, first thing, they give the construction contracts to their friends and everything. You know, once you give to these nonprofits, the money disappears because there's no accountability and no transparency, and there's no receipts. You just give these nonprofits the money, and then there's no receipt, y'all. So that's how the construction contractors jack up the prices, and then they do a lot of research projects. A lot of consultants get hired. A lot of managers get hired. It's called front-end loaded management contracts, and then a very little percentage goes into the community, and now you got all hell breaking loose on the streets. And Zuma Dogg's here to say the second biggest problem with the city of Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Viagra Osa, who spends only 11% of his time on city business, according to this LA Weekly article. So Zuma Dogg's calling for a refund of 89% of his salary of taxpayer money, because the rest of the time is on photo opportunities and fundraising and special interests, and you're screwing the city. And I say you're going out in handcuffs because the feds have stepped in and they've got an investigation into City Hall. And here's the second biggest thing, besides you squandering the money of the nonprofits that you're using as a big cahoots money laundering racket. The second thing is the density problem. Now, the city of Los Angeles has been warned by Zuma Dogg time and time again. First, what they were doing is these condo conversions where they were kicking tenants out of their homes, out of their apartments of reasonable rent-controlled places, and even just market houses. People, old ladies that have lived there all their lives in their 70s. Well, we're doing condo conversions. They kick these little ladies out on the streets and they gentrify the community. But Zuma Dogg found out that all of this was in violation of the city charter, and all of these condo conversions kicking these people out of their homes and out of the street to make some $1 million condo was all in violation of vacancy rates. Okay, and Zuma Dogg went to City Hall and protested, and the city attorney had to step in and say, how come you're not following your own laws? And so those have been shut down entirely, but it's too late because they've already been converted, and there's way too much density, and the city knows it. And here's the problem: you don't see the streets getting any wider. Okay, they keep building. They call it smart growth. The city of Los Angeles is for millions and millions of people that'll be flooding this city over the next 10 years, and they feel they got to build the accommodations. So it's density projects all over. First they wipe out the people in the community, then they build a luxury skyscraper, some $1 million luxury condo, and nobody can afford it, and they're all sitting there vacant, and now you got the foreclosure market plummeting the values, and the city's not taking in the money, but they keep approving the density. When you see wood, it's no good. When you drive around the city, you see the skyscrapers, when you see wood, it's no good, because with all this density, and you have no idea how bad it really is, but look around, okay, the streets are not getting any wider, okay? The police can barely enforce now, and they go, we have enough police. Except when you have the population boom that you're going to be providing housing for, well, then you're going to have more density. And ask everybody that the biggest thing about crime is too much density, because when you have too many people sitting close together like that, well, that's when crime steps in, and you know that. So first of all, if you're going to be doing this much density, well, you're going to have to hire about 20 billion times more police, and you can't even hire enough now. And so that's the first thing down to police. You're not going to be able to provide the basic services, trash removal, fire. You're going to be calling your 911, and you're not going to be getting through. They're not going to be responding. The city is not going to have enough money to provide the basic services because they squander it through shadiness and corruption, and then the rest bureaucracy and inefficiency and stupidity. And so there's too much density, so there's not enough streets. Look at the traffic situation. You don't have enough mass transit. That's the other thing. They say, oh gee, everyone's going to take mass transit. Well, I don't see the subway to the sea. I don't see these gold lines built yet, and you don't have enough buses, and the streets are getting way too crowded, and you're only going to make it worse because you keep building too much density. But now here's the biggest problem you got to worry about. You don't got enough water. Don't you realize? Why did somebody invent dehydrated water? How are you going to put the water for people's showers and for people to drink and for everything you need for fires and for all the things you need with all this density? Haven't you heard there's a water crisis? Haven't you heard there's a drought? Haven't you heard that there's not enough water in the Sierra snow caps, okay, because we got a drought? And I'm telling you, people are going to be dropping on the streets, because here's the other thing. Water, not only do gas prices go through the roof, but also water is going up way more than you realize. DWP says we're going to raise it 9% over 3 years. Zuma Dogg has already confirmed it's going to be going up at least 30%. I wouldn't be surprised if water doubles in the next 3 years. And so people are not going to be able to pay their DWP water bills, and the money is not going to be coming in the way the city expected. And they're expecting all this money to pay for the trash collection fees that comes in on the bill, to pay pays for all the cops they promise that they're not even going to be able to hire, that there's not going to be enough of, because there's way too many people coming, because you keep approving too much density, and there's not enough traffic, and there's not enough fire, and there's not enough police, and there's not enough trash removal, and there's not enough water, and it's just going to be skyrocketing, and you're going to have disaster, and it's going to be all hell breaks loose on the streets, because more and more people are foreclosing. They can't afford to live it because you've made too much taxation, and you've ruined the economy, Mayor Antonio, because you don't pay attention. And you were warned. And Zuma Dogg, on his blog, he received a memo from this chief accounting person who warned Antonio many times, but he squandered. He still spent. We got a mayor. He thinks he's MC Hammer. He's spending like he's on an MC Hammer spree, and we all saw that VH1 behind the music, and we know how that story ends. And the city's going as bankrupt as MC Hammer because Mayor Antonio is as crazy as MC Hammer. And so we got big problems. That's why it's Zuma Dogg. Mero9.com. My name's Zuma Dogg on American Top 40. You've known me for 8 years, and so I'd like to say something very important why I came here today is that we've got something called the Board of County Supervisors. Currently, I call them the Board of County Stupidvisors. Okay, first of all, when Zuma Dogg's talking at the Board of County Supervisor meeting, then you can just shut up and you don't respond back. It's called the Brown Act, and it's called First Amendment rights, and it's called when I'm talking, you got to shut up and listen, and you can do a little bit of response at the end, but don't interrupt Zuma Dogg when I'm talking at the Board of Supervisors meeting, and you just open the county up to a massive lawsuit, and I'm the one that's going to deliver it to you, and you're going to make me have a lot of money for my own nonprofit, and I'm going to run against you, you stupid Board of County Supervisors, because I was at the meeting this past Tuesday, and they were talking about health care, and they're talking about Martin Luther King Hospital and health care, and I'm here to tell you people, we got big problems, because I have zero confidence in the Board of County Supervisors. They don't even know who answers to who. They don't even know who's responsible for what. It's like the biggest bad news bears meets Laurel and Hardy meets the big bunch of stupid dummies that trip all over themselves. I got zero confidence that the LA County Board of Supervisors will be able to reform healthcare and be able to operate any hospital officially. And I say you're going to have to privatize it. And I say you're going to have to take it out of their hands. And they don't want to do that because they get money for all that hospital money. And I say we got to take it away from them and put it in the hands of private people that can do the job right because there's too much bureaucracy. And so now we're talking about elections, and I want to talk about an election coming up November 4th. Very important. Zuma Dogg is here. You know me from 8 years on public access, and you've seen me on the City TV 35 council meetings. You know that you can look to me for the prudent, straight down the middle, pragmatic decision, and as far as which way the wind blows, and I appreciate all the support and feedback of everybody on the street that realizes that, y'all. So here's what I'm here to tell you. November 4th, Board of County Supervisors, an election. You have to look for it on the ballot. It's way down low, but it's way more important than city council. There's very rarely a board of supervisor election, and they have a huge district. The only reason there's an opening is because the current board of supervisor is retiring. You either basically die or retire in the position, and it's a very big position. It's the whole county, okay? And I'm here to tell you, Bernhard Parks for Board of County Supervisor. Zuma Dogg is here to urge you. It's become a critical matter of regional safety. Bernhard Parks for County Supervisor. Currently, he's the LA City Council member, and you're probably saying, geez, Zuma Dogg, I thought you would not be endorsing a city council member to advance their career. And to be honest with you, yes, I was looking very forward to these elections when I could stand in the way and do everything possible and come on TV and talk bad about council members and talk good about their opposition and yank them out of office and not let them advance. However, I saw the other name on the ballot, okay? We cannot take time to discuss how the system is bad with career politicians and no ideal candidates. No, Bernhard Parks is not. If you gave me a list of ideal candidates, he is not on that list. However, when you look at the other name on the list, Zuma Dogg has to get out on TV and sweat like this and scream like a maniac and tell you what's wrong with the city so that you can realize the importance that you must elect Bernhard Parks, Board of County Supervisors. You know who he is, and I'm here to tell you he's the person of the community grassroots. Now, here's what's happening. The Board of County Supervisors election is being bought out from under the community. What happened is, and you can read about it in the newspapers, and yes, the feds have been getting involved, I've heard, and by the time this show airs, there might be people that are arrested over this. I've heard that the labor union has been raising dues of their members $30 a month, and they're taking that $30 and putting it into the slush fund to help back the other guy, not Councilmember Parks, but the other candidate. Okay, that means they're being bought out from under you. I've been to the community, I've been through the district, and I'm here to say Bernhard Parks is the community choice, okay? And he's got a tough battle because he's got shady money that is probably, you know what, we probably don't even have to do anything because the other candidate's probably going to be disqualified over this shady money. And so, but I'm here to tell you, Bernhard Parks has distinguished himself in a way that Zuma Dogg can get behind, and I have to tell you, it is urgent. I'll get into the reasons first, but remember, November 4th, you need to look for it on the ballot. Don't just vote for the president because we got something very important, Board of County Supervisor, a very rare a turnover position that usually ends in retirement. And so now you need to support Bernhard Parks because we cannot let the county be bought out from under the community at a grassroots level like this. We cannot let the grassroots community level lose because we have shady money that is illegal being used to back the other candidate. And I don't like what would happen if the other candidate wins. I'm not just basing it on the fact that they're trying to buy the election, because if I felt it was the good candidate and the good things would happen, then I'd be saying, oh, thank goodness they got the bad money on the good side. But they don't. It's a bad money and bad things will happen. I don't like the way things will be going under the other candidate. So that's why Bernhard Parks, I don't even want to say the other person's name because then you go, oh, I heard two names. Which one was the good one, the bad one? So Bernhard Parks must win Board of County Supervisor. Zuma Dogg, an outspoken council critic who has sat there and spoken out about council as a body and an entity, is here to say, as much as I am not for what city council's done as a whole, that it's very important that Bernhard Parks gets your support, because if not, I say you can flush this region down the toilet. I say if Bernhard Parks does not win and the other guy does, you can flush this region down the toilet. It's bad enough. And so here's why Bernhard Parks is good, okay? First of all, getting excited about Bernhard Parks is like getting excited about a parade with gray confetti, okay? So you see me get all excited. We're only talking about Councilmember Bernhard Parks, okay? And he's like having your parents in charge when you need them to be, okay? Right now, the city is out of control with their spending, and the county and California is out of control with their spending. Well, Bernhard Parks is a fiscally prudent. He's fiscally conservative. He'll make sure, you don't want a bunch of spoiled teenagers in charge of all the money of the county. And unfortunately, the county and city officials do behave like irresponsible teenagers. So you need the parent to say, certain things are reasonable, but you're way overboard. Okay, so he's fiscally conservative. And you know what? The main thing, we're running out of time. The main thing, he's not the other guy. The main thing, he's not the other guy. So it's not just enough to say, well, gee, I don't like Bernhard Parks. I'm just not going to do anything. Or, gee, I can't get behind him. I can't bring myself to vote for him. Well, that's voting for the other guy. And I'm here to tell you, you're not going to like what happens with the other guy. And I know that a few years from now, I'm going to be saying, oh, Bernhard Parks, I'll be complaining about him just as much like everybody else, but I'm still going to be happy about this decision because I know what will happen through the legislation if the other person wins, and it's bad news for the region. It's like, oh, I don't want to get into it, but that's why Bernhard Parks of regional importance must be elected Board of County Supervisor. We have just a little bit of time left, and I'd like to say that this could be the last time you see Zuma Dogg, y'all, on public access, but it's all on the internet. Let me just say, y'all, all is Zuma Dogg. I got so many new clips, y'all. I got so many new clips, and it's all on the internet. You got to go to YouTube, y'all. Just do a search for Zuma Dogg on YouTube, and you'll see all the clips, classic clips over the past 8 years. And you know what? New stuff as much as last week at City Hall. I got video of me with Marantonio Villagrosa, and anybody but Antonio. It's over for Villagrosa. Everybody chat at home. It's over for Villagrosa. It's over for Villagrosa. It's over for Villagrosa. It's over for Villagrosa. My name is Zuma Dogg. I've been coming here for 8 years, and Villagrosa's pulling the plug on public access. You got to go to the internet, do a search for Zuma Dogg, and I'll still be going to City Hall, TV 35, calling in on the radio, and I'd like to thank for the coverage of LA Times, LA City, beat. LA Weekly, LA Daily News, PBS, VH1, KFI, KABC, KRLA, all the talk radio, all the staff here, and Zuma Dogg would just like to say, and I will always love you. Hell no, I can't sing like Whitney when I just did a show like that. Yeah, Zuma Dogg in the fog. I'm a tiger, you're a pup. Now it's 6 in the morning and it's time to blaze up because I'm Zuma Dogg. My lyrics are the cure. I'm a much doper rapper than Tupac Shakur. Zuma Dogg, yes, I'm insane and a much better lyricist than Kurt Cobain. Zuma Dogg, making many booty calls. I'm a much better rapper than Biggie Small. Zuma Dogg, I escaped from the pen and I'm not a lame rapper because I'm not Eminem. Zuma Dogg, you're playing with toys. I'm dropping double beats to the Beastie Boys. Zuma Dogg, yes, I'm insane. Yeah, I got to say, Zuma Dogg, I'm real and you're fake. I'm a much better dancer than Justin Timberlake. Yeah, and it's time to say, don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street light people. Don't stop believing.